up, happy gamers? I'm Happy, the Happy Gamer, and welcome back to some more Pokemon Go. We're not going to be going out today. Today is going to be primarily focused on evolutions. You guys know how I feel about evolutions. I just gotta catch them all. You know, I mean, that's a theme song. That's the whole idea of Pokemon. I just have to catch them all. So that's why I'm doing these evolutions. And I love the way they look, and a lot of you guys love watching them. Guys, today we have 12 evolutions that we're going to do, and that will put us at 106 Pokemon registered in our Pokedex. I know there are people out there who have a lot more than that. Honestly, Oklahoma doesn't have a whole lot to offer. I've done what I can with what I'm getting. But before we get into the evolutions, I want to update you guys a little bit on where I'm at. One of the most exciting things for me right now is the fact that I was finally able to capture a Pikachu. And I know it might seem like easy peasy stuff to you guys, like you caught a Pikachu a long time ago, but here in Oklahoma, you just can't find electric Pokemon anywhere because where I live, it's just not a very urban area, and that's where they like to hang out. But finally, I just went outside for a run one day, and as soon as I stepped outside, this Pikachu appeared, and I was able to catch it. It was honestly one of the most glorious moments of my Pokemon Go experience. The Pikachu itself is only like 34 CP, I think, which is not great at all, but like I said at the beginning of this video, I just gotta catch them all. So Pikachu was added to the Pokedex there, and I was super excited to get him. Another one that I finally got was a Mankey. You can't find those around here in my area either, and I got him from an egg. So I was pretty excited about that one too. Can't wait to get another one out of an egg, because that's the only way really I'm gonna be able to get one, and evolve it into a Primate. That shouldn't be too long from now. I've been hatching eggs like crazy, guys. Eggs just left and right, going to Pokestops, getting eggs. I feel like they've just been appearing more frequently, and that's just really awesome. I've just been hatching them as much as I can. I've gotten a bunch of Pokemon that have allowed me to get to this point where I can actually evolve stuff. I got several Ponytas in eggs, so we're going to be able to evolve Ponyta into Rapidash. I got Pokemon like Slowpoke and Vulpix in eggs as well that are going to enable us to evolve those today. Also, another one that I was super excited about was whenever I got my Hitmonlee out of an egg. I did not expect that at all. I've been searching for fighting Pokemon. You can't find those around in this area either. So when I got Hitmonlee out of an egg, I was super ecstatic. It was one of the greatest moments, and I happened to be with a friend at the time, and I was able to rub it in his face and all that, and that was fun too. But we're going to go ahead and get into the evolutions because I'm so stoked for all of them and how it's all going to turn out. I think it's going to be really, really exciting, and I love watching them. Like I said, I hope you guys enjoy it too. Now keep in mind that some of these are going to have pretty low CP, and you're going to think, what's the point in evolving them if they're low CP in the first place? But I just want you to remember, I'm not all about the CP. Gyms don't matter as much to me as collecting all of the Pokemon. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to start off with the ones that I care less about and then work my way toward the ones that I care more about. So the first one that I'm going to start with today is Tentacool evolving into Tentacruel. Now I remember the first episode I saw Tentacool in whenever I was watching the show as a kid. And I remember thinking he was really cool. But now he's just kind of one of those that I don't really care about. But I still want to collect them all, you know. So here's Tentacool evolving into Tentacruel. Our Tentacruel ended up at 1222 CP. That's not actually that bad at all. It's still pretty bad compared to other things that I have and things that it might go up against, but it's still not that bad, so there's nothing to cry about there. The next one we're going to be evolving is a Poliwhirl, and that Poliwhirl will evolve into a Poliwrath. I love the way Poliwrath looks. He's one of the coolest looking Pokemon in my opinion, but I still don't care about him as much, and I think the reason I might not care about him as much right now is because the Poliwhirl that I'm evolving doesn't have very high CP. So the Poliwrath that we get probably won't have very high CP, but at least we'll get him. So here's Poliwhirl evolving into Poliwrath. Just as I suspected, Poliwrath ended up with 893 CP. That's absolutely horrendous, but that's okay. We have plenty of Poliwag candies that we can use to power him up if we wanted to later on, and who knows, we'll probably catch another one later on anyway. Next, we're going to be evolving our Abra into a Kadabra, obviously, because it's Abracadabra Alakazam. That's the spell, everybody knows it, but that's terrible. Abra is going to be evolving into Kadabra, and this is another one that's not going to have very high CP, probably even when it goes into evolving into Alakazam. But that's okay, we got to catch them all. So here's Abra evolving into Kadabra. So our Kadabra ended up with 628 CP. That's really terrible also. That's okay. I'm collecting them all. I'm catching them all. They're being registered in my Pokedex. That's what matters to me the most. Next, we're going to be moving on to Weepinbell, who's going to be evolving into Victreebel. And the CP is not going to be fantastic, but it still won't be that bad. I believe whenever Weepinbell evolves into Victreebel, that CP will still be okay enough that it'll be tolerable. So here's Weepinbell evolving into Victreebel. Okay, Victreebel ended up with 1259 CP. That's not terrible at all. And we have plenty of Bellsprout candies left over if we wanted to power him up. And there's always a chance that we might catch one more powerful later on. Okay, now we're going to be evolving our Rhyhorn into a Rhydon, and I was only able to do this by hatching a Rhyhorn from an egg because they're pretty rare around this area too, but finally got enough Rhyhorns to be able to evolve one into a Rhydon, and I think that Rhydon is going to end up being a pretty good competitor if we ever wanted to use him in the gym. So here's Rhyhorn evolving into Rhydon. Rhydon ended up with 1247 CP. That's not bad at all, and I'm not going to cry about it. I'm glad that I have Rhydon now. It's pretty cool. Our next evolution is going to be Cubone, who's going to be evolving into Marowak. I was never a huge fan of Cubone to begin with. I just never really thought, hey, Cubone's one of the coolest Pokemon I've ever seen before. And this one's CP isn't very high, but that's okay. We'll go ahead and evolve him anyway and get us a Marowak. I don't think that I'm going to use him anyway, but at least we're collecting him. So here is Cubone evolving into Marowak. And Marowak ends up at 918 CP. That is absolutely bad. That's all right. We'll just keep him in there and just we'll move on. We'll just forget about it. Just forget this ever happened. Now we're starting to get into the cooler Pokemon, in my opinion anyway. It might not be yours, but now we're going to be evolving Meowth into a Persian. I think that's a pretty cool evolution. I love the way Persian looks. I'm a cat guy. I'm not like a cat man or a cat woman, like I have cats all over my house and stuff. I'm not like that, but I like cats. And Persian looks really awesome. I always thought so. So here's Meowth evolving into Persian. And Persian has 897 CP. That's really bad also. So we're just gonna let that cat do its thing. Just go lick itself and just hang out by itself somewhere. The next evolution on our massive list of evolutions is going to be a Slowpoke evolving into a Slowbro. I don't know why Slowpoke evolving suddenly makes him hipster, but that's apparently what it does. And the CP on this one's actually going to end up being pretty decent, so I'm looking forward to him being a good competitor if I ever need to use him. But here is Slowpoke evolving into Slowbro. And just as I thought, Slowbro ended up at 1451 CP, and I still have candies left over. I could power him up if I want to. I'm not going to do that right this moment. I'll probably wait a little bit before I power him up, but just in case, I'm able to do that later on, and he's still pretty powerful to begin with. All right, we got 4 evolutions left. This next one is Diglett, who's going to be evolving into Dugtrio. And this one actually happened like really quickly because I had no Digletts. And then all of a sudden they started popping up out of nowhere. And I had to go to a different city to be able to find them. And just out of nowhere, I was finally to the point where I could evolve Diglett. So here we are, finally evolving Diglett into Dugtrio. So we're now closing in on our final evolutions, and these last 3 are some of my favorite Pokemon of all time. I love fire Pokemon, and of course these next 3 are all fire Pokemon. I don't know what it is. Fire Pokemon are pretty popular among people, but they're just really cool to me. They all look really awesome. So the next evolution that we have is Ponyta, who's going to be evolving into Rapidash. And Rapidash and Ponyta, they're some of the coolest looking Pokemon. I love the flame mares that they have and the tail and everything. They just look so cool. So I'm excited to see what Rapidash looks like. I think it's going to be so epic. Here's Ponyta evolving into Rapidash. So after evolving Rapidash and then powering it up some more with a lot of extra Ponyta candies that I had, I ended up with a 1555 CP Rapidash. That's pretty awesome, and I'm gonna continue to power him up as I get more Ponyta candies because I'm so in love with it. It's a fire horse, guys. It's the coolest thing ever. Alright, we have 2 evolutions left. Our second to last evolution is going to be Growlithe, who's going to be evolving into Arcanine. Growlithe is so cool. I mean, it's a fire dog. That's the coolest thing ever. So Growlithe, when he evolves into Arcanine, I love the way Arcanine looks. He has so much detail about him. He's just one of the coolest. I mean, they're all just so cool. I know I'm saying that about all of them. But anyway, here's Growlithe evolving into Arcanine. So after evolving and me powering him up a little bit, Arcanine ends up at 1771 CP, putting him at the number 2 spot in my highest CP Pokemon. I'm very proud to have him there. I couldn't have asked for anything better. And finally, our last evolution for today is Vulpix, who's going to be evolving into Ninetales. Vulpix and Ninetales are probably at least in my top 3 favorite Pokemon. I don't know what it is about these Pokemon, but they are just the coolest to me. And so I'm so excited to evolve Vulpix now into Ninetales. I think it's going to be an epic moment for me. I hope it looks epic to you guys. But here we go. Vulpix is evolving into Ninetales. Ninetales ended up with 1325 CP, and he looks so cool. Oh man, he looks so awesome. I love the background too. It just helps with the way that he looks and how cool he looks. And all the tails, it's just epic. It's so epic. I'm so glad to be at this point. So that puts us at 106 Pokemon out of 149. So we don't have that many left to go. It kind of feels like we do, but in all reality, we don't. It just might be harder to find some of these last ones. But I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna look for them everywhere that I know to look for them. And I think that we're gonna end up with a full Pokedex very soon, and I can't wait to get to that moment. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Pokemon Go. I know it was all a bunch of evolutions, but like I said, it's entertaining to me, and I want to entertain you with what's entertaining to me, and I hope it was entertaining to you. Let me know in the comments what you think. Let me know what you've been finding in Pokemon Go. I would love to keep in touch with you about all of that. I want to hear your experiences. Don't be afraid to leave a comment about them. Alright guys, I like this video, and if you like this video, please leave me a like, as I would like that. Talk to me in the comments. I would love to hear from you. Don't forget to stay happy. And of course, I will see you next time. All right, we're behind this building. I don't even know what this building is, but we're behind this building and there's dumpsters everywhere and there's a Squirtle back here. We're gonna see if we can catch him. There's someone in the bathroom. Don't. Oh crap. They heard me or saw me or something.